All right, so this is the football crazy scenario. It's going to be taking a flight from Minneapolis, Minnesota to Dallas, Texas to go watch the Dallas Cowboys versus Vikings game. And one of our friends, we're going to be flying with two of our buddies. One of them's a little bit apprehensive, a little bit nervous about flying, especially light twins. And the other friend is excited and kind of curious about everything in the aircraft. So both of them on two different odd sides of the spectrum. We as a pilot have to comfort both sides of that party, like the nervous passenger and the passenger that wants to know everything. So it's important that we study and know everything for the flight so we can have both sides comfortable here. And then, so getting into the use of automation, the GPS inside of our aircraft. We'll have all of our flight plans loaded up. It's an Avidyne. We don't have the G1000, unfortunately, but we do have an Avidyne, which is sort of close. But it'll have our whole flight plan loaded, all phases of flight. We can load approaches. We have an IFR rated aircraft. In case the weather craps out, we can shoot an approach somewhere or follow an alternate. We have all the bells and whistles needed. We have a use of autopilot I'm going to use when we're cruising flight, and it minimizes workload and fatigue for me, and I can help them out, answer any questions, talk a little bit more. And then also on board, there will be ForeFlight and an iPad, as well as current paper charts and supplements as backups in case of our GPS malfunctions or failures. We know where we're going, and we have all. You just want to come prepared, and then. Um, so maintaining situational awareness. Um, we can use this trip since it's a long one. We're going to be going from Minnesota to Dallas. It would make sense to kind of get radar services. We can do an IFR flight plan and or fly following if we're going VFR. Just as it's an added safety net and Overwatch because you have ATC looking at you and telling you what to do. There's having multiple resources and backup tools in case of any malfunctions. Also adds to situational awareness. During the pre-flight phases, we're going to use NW Craft, the acronym. Uh, that's a it covers all the bases: NOTAMs, weather, known ATC delays, runway lengths, alternates, fuel requirements, and takeoff and landing distances. It'll cover everything that we need as far as maintaining situational awareness goes. And then if conditions worsen while we're en route, that's where the IFR flight plan or getting flight following will help us. Especially for an IFR, we'll have an alternate in case we like can't land at the airport that we intend to land at. We want to avoid CFIT. Not sure of any mountains in between Minnesota and Dallas, but you never know, and it helps to get ATC services. We are a private pilot with a multi-engine rating. As a private pilot, we are operating under Part 91. The flight costs are to be split evenly with prorated share, and this flight isn't for profit or hire. Our landing gear and brake systems, both are hydraulic systems. The landing gear is retractable. Inside the cockpit, we can affirm this from 3 in the green, and it works by hydraulics and a pump that brings gears up and down. And hydraulics means there's fluid, and the pressure from the fluid is very good, so it's very good. The hydraulic systems are especially for the brakes. It's a very good system to have. We just need to make sure there's fluid inside the systems, and that's a important thing to check, or else we're not gonna be able to hit the brakes or retract our landing gears or put them back down. The pedal, especially in the brake system with the hydraulics down there, when you press on the brakes, it sends fluid down to the pump and it squeezes two plates together um, around a little disc right inside the wheel, and that's what slows down the wheel. And it's very important to have brake fluid. And as far as our engine goes, we have Bombardier Rotax engines, 98 horsepower on on each engine. It's not much power in this airplane. And then we have constant speed propellers, so we can control the pitch angles. And constant speed means that inside the aircraft we have the propeller switch or lever that directly controls RPM settings. And one thing to keep in mind about our specific, I'm flying a Tecnam P2006T. Not sure what the scenario calls for, but we are limited to 5 minutes of full takeoff power before we have to bring back RPMs and manifold pressure. Our electrical system, we have a 14-volt direct current system, a 12-volt battery, and a belt-driven alternator. Avionics and environment. So, don't have the G1000, unfortunately, but we do have an Avidyne PFD. No MFD, unfortunately, but it would help to have a G1000. And our environmental controls, we have air vents and cabin heat. And how we get the cabin heat, and there's certain risks involved with that, but it's a metal shroud surrounding the muffler. It heats the passing cooler air and directs it to the cabin. There's a certain risks involved with cabin heat, and in case there's a leak, since it's next to the muffler, there's going to be exhaust. And if there's an exhaust leak and it's leaking into the cabin heat system, the metal shroud, it's going to pull in carbon monoxide. And then this is where the problems occur, where you turn on the cabin heat, you get carbon, if you start feeling lightheaded, and it's actually carbon monoxide poisoning coming from the air vents because there's a leak of some sort. And typically inside the cockpit, we'll have that carbon monoxide poisoning. The test where if the color changes on it, then you know there's carbon monoxide in the cockpit, and you gotta shut the air down, open up windows, like shut everything. But thank you. That's all I got.